5, but 2 of them burnt down. But there's 3 bars active now, and we went to all of those, and that was fun. And we went there. We went to his college town first, Platteville, where they do like a college walk. So we were walking like in the downtown area through all their bars there, and they were. It was him, his girlfriend, and 3 of their friends. One of the others was a girl, so 2 guy friends and a girl, and they were the Scooby Gang. And I was, cool. I was Ted. And yeah, I have a Ted onesie, man.
Oh yeah, Ted. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, oh Ted, fuck. Yeah. I was like, oh, from How I Met Your Mother. That doesn't count, dude. You just dress up like a dude.
Ted from Ted. And
Ted the movie. Duh.
Yeah, we went out and we ran into another Scooby Gang, dude, and there was a literal brawl. Like, their Scooby costumes sucked. Yeah. Because they went in there, you know, every bar we went into, man, they were getting free Scooby snacks, the Scooby snack, and they would play every bar that had music, live music, played the Scooby Doo theme song when we came in. You know, and this other rinky dink Scooby Gang comes in, and I mean their Fred was trash. Like, he had brown hair. You know, our Fred, the Fred that I was with, he went and dyed his hair blonde. You know, and he got like a legit ascot, and he was looking all Fred like. Our Velma, all of our people were better. The only person that they had that was better was Daphne, and that was because she was a natural redhead. And her hair was like red. And our Daphne had like
vitamin C red.
Yeah, our Daphne like dyed her hair with like this little spray can the night before. So hers wasn't as red, but their Daphne was better.
Well, that's the only one, but a whole
that was the only one
went out. That's fucking nuts.
Well, I mean, it was like pushing and shoving, but the other Scooby Gang started it. Our guys were way drunk, you know. We'd been drinking all day, and the other Scooby Gang came in, and they were just like they started bucking up, you know, like, oh, you got to get out of here, you know, joking around, but our guys were drunk, and they're like, nah, our costumes are better. And then so the other side like came at him, and
oh shit,
yeah, our Shaggy was so perfect, man. He like even through that whole situation, you know, their Shaggy was kind of the one that started it, but our Shaggy was like, I mean, his laugh to a T was Shaggy, and he didn't do it on accident. That's just how he walked. You know, his legs like bent backwards when he walked too, you know, like a flamingo. I mean, just like the cartoon Shaggy, dude. It was so perfect. Oh my God. His laugh was, you know, it was perfect Shaggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he kind of like calmed everything down because everybody just was like, damn, that guy's way too good at being Shaggy.
So no, like, actual punches were thrown, or did people like?
No, there was, man. There was, but they went out. They had one dude had left, so we were already planning on that being our last bar and leaving. And one of our guys like was already leaving at the time that they came in, and one of their people followed him out, and they ended up fighting, dude. But none of us like ever knew of it until the next day.
Oh no shit. Who won that fight, though? Which gang won? I guess it was a gang war. But which?
Oh, it would have been us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, there would have been no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, that's funny as shit. Wow, yeah. I mean, I dressed up because like when me and Sarah Beth first started dating, one of our first dates we went on, like, not as an official couple, but we were pretty much at that time, was she was Velma and I was Shaggy. And then it was so funny because everybody's like, oh, so you're going to dress Chewie up as Scooby? I was like, no, he's got a douchebag sweater. He's going to be a douchebag, which is just like this little plaid like sweatshirt that I put on him, and he looked like a college douchebag. Like, you know. So, but we ended up going out to a party that night. I think it was like also in the bumfuck of nowhere. And like I said, me and Sarah Beth had just started dating. She was up for like the 4th time visiting me or something like that. And like, we brought a jug of wine to this place, and like, she was, you know, I had taken a hit of pot. She took a hit of pot, and like then these dudes broke out like actual lightsabers, like things you could fight with, right? And I was like, oh, I'm checking this shit out. And so there was this dude, and I've gone to parties like this before, but like this dude always macked on whatever girl I would go there with, right? And so it just happened that like, oh, he's here, he's got a girl with him, I'm just gonna mack on him. And so it got to the point where like he was like nagging Sarah Beth, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're going to get ready to leave. And he's like, no, why don't you guys stay and play some beer pong? And I was like, all right. And then so Sarah Beth comes onto my team, and he's got his friends or whatever. And we had that jug of wine, which I had stopped drinking at this point because I wasn't, like I said, this is the first couple of fucking times I hung out with Sarah Beth, plus I wanted to drive home that night. And she was getting pretty wasted, plus she was stoned and shit like that. And I was like, well, I mean, if she chooses to stay with this dude, I'm probably going to just fucking peace out and she can find her way home. Like, I told her this like the next morning, but that wasn't the case. Like, obviously, she's like, yeah, he was just being super weird and like all up in my shit. But anyway, so the dude's like, the jug of wine is in the center, and he's like, oh, can I have some of that wine? And he goes to sip off the like, out of the jug. And I was like, nah, you can use a cup. And then, like, he's like, ha, he laughs and goes to take a sip. And I was like, no. Use a fucking cup. And he just looked at me, and Sarah Beth got to see like the crazy fucking eyes, like I'm ready to go after him, this dude, just for doing it. He's like, oh, sorry, man. He sets it down, just pours himself a little wine, and I was like, yeah, good. Like, because I was at the point where I was going to grab the jug, take it outside, dump it on the ground, and be like, drink off the floor now. You can drink off this jug, just fucking, you know. Yeah, I get a little grumpy sometimes. But yeah, things like that where people just like they want to start shit just for no reason. It's like, come on, man, let's have a good fucking time. You don't need to do this shit. And so that other gang and stuff, like, you're mad because their costumes were better? Like, the fuck. But,
it was pretty funny, man.
Yeah,
it all started off as a joke, but alcohol's involved, so it just happens, you know. People get mad.
The emotions arise, and yeah, people can't.
People overreact.
Sometimes can't handle themselves. Mm-hmm.
I was just Ted, you know.
You're like, listen, I'm gonna go in this onesie to a bar, have a couple drinks, maybe tell people I'm 21 so they buy me drinks. Whatever, it's fine. Just kidding. You gotta wait till the end of the night when everybody's super drunk and they're not gonna check you on whether or not you're 21. Just be like, I didn't want to tell anybody this tonight, but I turned 21 the other day. And like, no shit, let me get you a drink, bro. But yeah, so New Bern got hit with a giant fucking hurricane, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and you were part of the cleanup
Hurricane
crew.
Florence.
Yeah, what a stupid fucking name. What if you had to name the hurricane? What would you have called it?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Hurricane Florence fit it so well, you know? It just, you know, you wanted it to turn away from the States, and instead it didn't use a blinker, came straight into the States and drove slow as hell, dude. It just sat over us for like 3 days, man. It's a perfect name, an old lady name for a hurricane that didn't move. Dude, that thing was moving at less than 2 miles an hour.
Holy fuck.
You know?
And you had no power during that time, right?
No,
what was it like living in the dark ages?
It was nice, except for it was hot and it was muggy, and
just
the
not
dogs.
fucking fun with the flooding.
Yeah, my yard didn't flood, but I got probably maxed out at like 2 inches of rain. Like my whole yard was just under 2 inches of water, and that was all because of the rain.
Holy fuck!
In my garage, we had sandbagged the big garage door and the back door. Put trash bags underneath it with tarps because if it rains like a good rainstorm in North Carolina, just on a normal day, my garage can get like 6 inches of water in it, and you got to open the doors and drain it out and stuff. So the sandbags worked pretty good. It kept a lot of the water out. Probably a max of 1.5 inches, 2 inches got into the garage. Lost like 2 trees in my backyard. One fell and hit my grill. Destroyed my grill, but whatever. Yeah, if I think about it now, like hindsight 2020, my yard looked like absolute shit. I had a tree in my front yard fell and it missed my front porch. Well, my brick doorstep, you know. It missed that by like a foot. If you step down off the steps, you'd be stepping on the tree. And it missed my forerunner by a foot. You couldn't walk between the top of that tree and the forerunner in my driveway. So it was pretty close, but I mean, we fared a lot better than a whole bunch of people out here.
Oh, yeah. Well, my grandfather has a friend that her entire apartment is just black mold now. That's how wet it was. Like, just fucking completely destroyed. But, and you have 2 dogs, obviously. You guys heard them last time he was on. If you listen to it, Gordo and Phoenix. So did you just let them shit and piss everywhere in the house, or did you make them go outside?
No, they're both potty trained, man. I mean,
I know, but I mean,
Gordo held it for like probably 3 days. He didn't even go outside. I mean, he would go out quick to. No, nothing.
Wow.
Phoenix, she went out. Dude. She went out just about every day, and it was quick. But yeah, he didn't. Wow, he held it.
I would see, like, because Chewy's like Gordo, where he doesn't like any type of loud banging. I mean, he freaks the fuck out if a trash can lid slaps down too hard, you know. But I think at that point I would have probably just been like, okay, listen, assholes, you're gonna go piss in that corner, and then I'll just clean it up every time you do it. I'm not gonna force you to go outside, but you know, let's not let the place turn into like a whole fucking shit covered mess, you know.
No.
Just go and do it in the corner over there, because I wouldn't want to have to piss and shit outside either. Like,
no, he's house trained. She's trained too. I mean, she every now and then, if it's really raining out and the back door is shut. You know, if it's like really windy, we shut our back door. We'll leave the doggy door open to let him get on the porch, but. She'll like, I don't know, she gets like nervous and piss right in front of the sliding door, but she hasn't done that in a long time either.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, yeah, I'm not doubting their house trained ability. I was just saying, as far as like, if it was fucking legitimately like, if they stepped outside and started to blow away, it's like, oh no, just piss in the house, guys, come on now. Like, Phoebe,
well, you know, I saw an idea.
Just drown.
I saw an idea before the hurricane that said, you know, those blue kiddie pools you can get? If you get one of them blue kiddie pools and then put like sod or like grass, you know, just even AstroTurf, fake grass in it, and then put it in the garage or something, then the dogs can still go in there. You know, they'll be on grass.
Not have to worry about going outside. That's a smart fucking idea, dude.
Right?
I tell you, there's some Facebook like videos that I'll just be scrolling through, and I'll see like people do this. I'm like, how did I not fucking know that? You know, like why would I not think like that's a perfect idea? What kind of fucking asshole am I? Like, the cooking ones would always get me. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I can take that. I steal that a little bit. But I mean, there was one where it was like a math terms or something like that, or not math terms. It was like multiplications of 9. Where if you can figure out every multiplication of 9, just by counting up to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or some shit like that. I forgot how you do it, but yeah, you basically do that. I'm like, well, that would have made fucking multiplication real easy in 5th grade if I would have known this. This fucking sucks, you know. But yeah, Facebook can sometimes reveal some of that shit. But So you guys were stranded for how long without power and all
I was about a week.
Happy shit.
It was about a week we didn't have power, and
Now, were you productive during that time? Did you do anything different? Like, what did you do to supplement not having power?
We had over my godson's parents. We had them come over because they totally lost their house, and the hotel they were staying at got flooded, so they got evacuated out of the hotel. So they came here. We set up camp. He's got 3 girls and a boy, and him and his wife. So we let them stay here, and then I brought him to his house to try and see if anything was salvageable, and that's when we found out that it was a total loss. And I mean, it there, like I said, a lot of people were a lot worse than us. And
Right.
we
Well, I
had
mean,